Right now on IUSTV News, Donald Trump is now President Donald Trump. The inauguration festivities in Washington and the first actions he's taken as president.
And we've got colder temperatures for right now, but we may get a peak above freezing over the weekend. We'll tell you more about it coming up.
Plus, when you call 911 for an ambulance, you'd expect one would show up, but in Bloomington, that's not always a guarantee. What local leaders are doing to help revive a service on life support.
And IU police are giving a warning about suspicious activity on campus, targeting IU students, how you can help yourself feel safe.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
That I will faithfully execute.
That I will faithfully execute.
The office of President of the United States.
The office of President of the United States.
And will, to the best of my
It's official. Donald Trump has been sworn in as the nation's 47th President of the United States. It caps off what was essentially a 4-year fight to take back the White House. Thanks for joining us. I'm Lacie Carr.
And I'm Carson Johnson. You're watching IUSTV News. Today marked the first full day of the Trump administration, and the president wasted no time getting to work.
Karen Kaifa breaks down the executive orders Trump signed just hours after taking the oath of office.
President Donald Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance and their wives attending a prayer service at Washington National Cathedral. The day after Trump signed dozens of executive actions to jumpstart his second presidential term.
I'm ready.
When are you going to talk with
including withdrawal of the U.S. from the Paris Climate Agreement and the World Health Organization, a 75-day delay of the U.S. ban on TikTok, sweeping pardons and commutations of rioters involved in the January 6, 2021 insurrection at the U.S. Capitol, and aggressive immigration policies likely to prompt a massive immigration crackdown.
ISIS, they're out there enforcing law out today, and of course, as I've said numerous times, they're concentrating on public safety threats. That'll be our priority right out of the gates.
On Tuesday, congressional Republican leaders headed to the White House to chart a course for other agenda items. Meanwhile, the U.S. Senate continues to work on getting key Trump cabinet nominees to the floor. Trump's nominee for Secretary of Veterans Affairs, Doug Collins, and UN Ambassador nominee Elise Stefanik appeared before committees Tuesday. Secretary of State Marco Rubio was the first to receive approval.
I, Marco Rubio, do solemnly swear.
And was sworn in Tuesday morning. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
Trump also signed an executive order ending birthright citizenship. The decision is already getting pushed back and is likely to face legal hurdles in the weeks and months ahead.
All right, well, if you've been outside, chances are it wasn't for long. And let me tell you, it is quite frigid outside, Lacie.
I have been making excuses not to take the bus, not to walk to campus, nothing. I'm taking a car. I'm not going outside.
Exactly. Well, Quentin is in studio to tell us more about the weather. Quentin?
Well, guys, we are currently in that cold weather advisory till 10 a.m. on Wednesday. And that is just for the fact that it is going to be in single digits and the wind chill is going to allow those temperatures to feel like negative degree temperatures. As for our temperatures today, again, single digits, you're looking at them. And then these wind chills across the board, negative 10 here in Bloomington and even more colder temperatures up to the north. As for our overnight temperatures, we've got a whole whopping 1 degree for 9 p.m., 0 degrees for 12, and at 3 a.m., negative 1 degrees. That's without wind chill. And then again for in the morning, 2 o'clock, or not 2 o'clock, that's 6 a.m., 2 degrees, 7 a.m., 4 degrees, 8 a.m., 7 degrees. Coming up, we'll have one more day of that cold weather advisory, that warm coming up for the weekend, and then we may stay dry. We'll tell you more about it coming up.
Somewhere to fight the cold, Monroe County is opening warming stations on Wednesday. These are places for temporary relief from the cold. 7 locations are open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. 2 are open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. And the downtown library is open for relief from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. We've got a full list of the locations for you on this story at IUSTV.com.
IU Health Hospital is currently experiencing an ambulance shortage, and it's a problem that doesn't appear to be getting any better.
Our Sydney Moore has been looking into this growing problem and how county and health leaders are trying to combat this problem. Sydney?
Monroe County and surrounding areas are doing everything they can to help during the shortage. From sending ambulances from neighboring counties to using the ambulances at the Monroe County Fire Protection District.
You have a truck available for standby?
That's a negative at this time.
More days now than what used to be where the ambulance service is either out of ambulances or where they've had to call ambulances from other counties to come cover.
This shortage is not due to a lack of employees.
We aren't seeing a reduced number of people coming into the profession. It's just the same number of people and the demands have gone up.
If call volumes spike, Monroe County Fire Protection District always has an ambulance staffed and ready to go.
We staff this ambulance here 24/7, 365.
Chief Bright says while the priority is to be a firefighter, they will not turn their backs on the ones who need them.
I don't really know what the future looks like, but whatever it is, we're ready to face the next challenge.
As IU Health continues to work on a solution to this problem, Monroe and surrounding counties will fill in the gaps where needed. In Bloomington, I'm Sydney Moore, IUSTV News.
Thanks, Sydney. We will keep you updated as IU Health continues to work on finding a solution to this issue.
I, Liz Feigl, do solemnly swear or affirm. Do solemnly swear or affirm. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. That I will support the Constitution of the United States. And the Constitution of the State of Indiana.
Monroe County now has a new at-large councilwoman. Liz Feigl swept in all rounds of voting, finally winning the majority of 30 votes in the third round, beating out the 7 other candidates. The county council held a vacancy caucus to fill the void left by the late councilwoman Cheryl Munson, who died in December while in office. Feigl's first meeting with the county council will be next Tuesday.
A former IU student will avoid jail time and see several charges dismissed after taking a plea deal in a 2023 rape case. 20-year-old Michael Greenberger will spend a year on house arrest for pleading guilty to battery causing moderate injury. The 2 rape charges he faced were dismissed. He must also pay the victim $1,500 in restitution. The assault happened at Foster Hall in November of 2023. The victim, who was not affiliated with IU, reported the assault at the hospital 2 days later. Greenberger has been suspended and trespassed from the university.
An IU Jacobs School of Music student is charged with possessing child porn after an investigation by state police. ISP says the investigation into 24-year-old Xiaotian Kenny Wu began in September. Detectives got a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. It alerted that Wu had allegedly uploaded videos of child pornography onto his Google account. Police searched his electronic devices and reported finding the materials. He turned himself into police last week.
The Semester in LA program is a sought-after experience for many media school students, and this year was no exception. But the situation students flew into just last week was one that they never would have expected. Exactly 2 weeks ago marked the start of the LA wildfires, starting in the Pacific Palisades and another near Pasadena only hours later. Only when the fires started to make national headlines, the IU Semester in LA students were expected to be in the city for the start of their program. But many were second-guessing whether or not they would be safe.
Everything was in the air. It was being talked about. All of our friends and family were asking if we were okay. And we were okay, which is we're so grateful for, but other people weren't. And I think that was what was being in LA at the time. Like, that was really hard for us.
Broyles said that some of her Welcome Week activities were canceled due to the fires, but she was still able to attend her regular classes. She said she feels lucky to be safe and plans to dedicate some of her time in LA to helping people who lost much more than a travel experience. The 2025 Indiana legislative session is underway and lawmakers are wasting no time introducing bills.
Still ahead, the proposed law is getting consideration and also controversy. We break it down for you coming up. Plus, more changes are coming to the East 3rd Street bike lane. We'll tell you what the city plans to do and how soon you can see a difference.
But first, IU police are giving a warning about suspicious activity on campus targeting IU students. That in the string of reported burglaries now being reported. Those stories and more for you on the other side of the break. Students are back on campus, and IU police are warning about suspicious activity that targets IU students.
IU police issued a public safety advisory to get the message out about a man that was taking pictures of sorority recruits. Our Tegan Emerson talked with two students who witnessed the incident and has the message from police.
What's going on? Like, it was like odd. It was just like something you would not see like in the ordinary.
As female IU students were returning to campus for the beginning of sorority recruitment, multiple reports of suspicious activity were called in.
It was during philanthropy. We were on the extension on David Baker, and it was at the FIMU chapter house, and he was like, there was music playing, so we just thought that he was like singing along with the music, and then he ended up doing like this weird gesture toward us.
I thought he was like doing like one of the house's hand signs, like he was a dad or something, and then one of the girls next to me saying he was doing like a come here sign or something like that.
After not being able to charge the man, but banning him from IU property for a year, students are wondering how they can feel safe again around campus.
Because it's such a like public campus and like in a city that like anyone can walk on campus, and like the buildings are unlocked and stuff, so I feel like not really like that much safer than like I did before or anything.
But definitely after that happened, and then there's like been another incident where a different guy was trying to get girls into like an IU ride share car. Definitely made me realize I need to be more aware of my surroundings and who's around me.
IU Public Safety Officer Hannah Skibba has advice for students who may be feeling that unrest.
Just stay aware of your surroundings, walk in a group if you can, call for a courtesy escort if you don't feel safe, and then also just share your location with friends and family. Little tips like that can really help keep you safe on campus.
That was our Tegan Emerson reporting. IU police are also investigating over a dozen burglaries that happened over winter break. We're told the IUPD took 13 burglary reports between January 4th and 15th. Many were at dorm halls on campus and at Beta Sigma Psi. Students lost various kinds of items like clothes, jewelry, and electronics. Police do not have any suspects, but said they are following up on leads. Anyone with information is asked to call IU police at their number on your screen, 812-855-4111.
Indiana lawmakers are back in Indianapolis for the 2025 legislative session and are already introducing hundreds of proposed laws. One of the bills in the House would protect schools who deny enrollment to undocumented students. House Bill 1394 was introduced by Republican State Representative Jim Lucas of Seymour. Under the bill, schools would be legally allowed to turn away students who don't have enough documentation proving that they are a U.S. citizen. The bill also requires the state's attorney general to defend all schools in court if a civil is filed. Schools would also have to submit annual reports with the number of undocumented students. It now heads to the House Education Committee. Another bill written by State House Republicans would legalize recreational marijuana use in the state. House Bill 1630 was introduced by State Rep. Heath Vanader of Kokomo. The bill bypasses starting with legalizing medical marijuana, which every other state with legal pot has done first. It's currently a Class C misdemeanor to get caught with small amounts of weed in Indiana. Governor Braun has expressed his openness to some form of legalization. The bill is one of 4 marijuana-related bills introduced in the general session. There is no word when the bill would go before a committee.
Air quality on the east side of Bloomington is worse than the rest of the city. That's the findings of a study the city published earlier this month. The city collected data in August with the help of volunteers. The study found air quality levels are highest in the afternoon, particularly on the city's east side, including East Hillside Drive, East Moores Pike, and East 10th Street. Idling or waiting in your car while it is still running is one reason for the higher levels. Sean Maya, Assistant Director of Sustainability for the City of Bloomington, says she hopes the community can encourage change.
They could put signs at our schools, banks, fast food restaurants, wherever people are sitting and idling their cars. They can put those signs up and encourage people to turn their cars off when they're waiting.
The full results of the study are available on the city's website.
IU President Pamela Whitten was awarded a Sagamore of the Wabash Award. It's the highest honor given by the governor. It recognizes distinguished service in the state. Whitten was credited with making IU a beacon of progress and opportunity. She's been IU's president since 2021, the first woman to hold the office. If you use the bike lane on East 3rd Street, you may notice some changes in the near future.
The city is expanding its bike lane safety project. Phase 2 of the project will upgrade delineator posts along 3rd Street between Eagleson Avenue and Indiana Avenue. The city will also add a protected bike lane farther east, from Rose Avenue near Forest Hall to Eagleson Avenue. Construction is expected to start over spring break. The project costs just over $100,000.
Utility bills in Bloomington will go up starting next month. The city sewer rate will go up about $2 starting for bills issued next month. Customers using a debit or credit card will also see a new service fee charge of $2.50 or 3.5%, whatever is more. There is no fee for paying with cash or by check.
You will soon be able to book a JetBlue flight using Venmo. The company announced the payment option is now available on its website. JetBlue said that this is the first time for airlines, and the payment option will be available in the coming months on their mobile app. The announcement comes as the struggling airline continues to look for new ways to make money. Shares for the carrier rose 6% in midday trading after the announcement.
The criminal trial for rapper A$AP Rocky is now underway in Los Angeles. The rapper is accused of shooting a former friend in 2021. He's facing 2 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic gun for allegedly firing at Terrell Efron, formerly known as A$AP Relly, after an argument. If convicted on all charges, A$AP Rocky could serve as much as 24 years in prison. The trial is expected to last 3 weeks. Next on IUSTV News, how are added sugars in drinks affecting your health? Find out in today's Health Minute.
Plus, when will we see the end to this brutal, unbearable cold? Quentin has a check of the forecast on the other side of the break. Consuming too many added sugars in your diet can be linked to many health problems, including obesity, type 2 diabetes, and even heart disease.
While most of these sugars are found in the foods you eat, some may be hiding in the beverages you drink. Mandy Gaither explains in today's Health Minute.
It's found in foods like cakes, ice cream, and many other sweet treats. But added sugar is also found in things you drink, and experts say consuming too much sugar is a big problem in the U.S.
Most of that sugar doesn't come from what we eat, it's in what we drink.
In the U.S., adults and young adults ingest about 17 teaspoons of added sugar on an average day. That's more than 2 to 3 times the recommended daily allowance. Besides the extra calories, recent research reveals even 1 serving of sugary drinks a day can put you at higher risk for heart disease, says Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
It's no surprise that the American Heart Association recommends water as the best thing to drink throughout the day.
Drinks that contain a lot of sugar include sodas, sports drinks, energy drinks, and fruit-flavored beverages. So how can you help yourself opt for water instead? Gupta says to try carrying a water bottle with you at all times for easy access. And to stay hydrated, make sure you drink before you feel thirsty.
Want to make it more appealing? Try adding slices of fruit for flavor or a splash of 100% juice. Put that in plain sparkling water.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Turning to weather now, like we said earlier, it has been so cold. I mean, it's so cold outside that I can't even go and do typical college kid activities. But how are you guys feeling about the weather?
Well, I had to go and take pictures yesterday, and for whatever reason, I decided to wait till the last minute. So I'm outside trying to take pictures with a camera, and my hands were so cold that I literally dropped the camera. My hands were so numb that I dropped the camera.
Well, can we expect any relief from this?
No,
soon?
nope. You're gonna have to live with it. No, there is a break. There is a break for Saturday. We have that cold weather advisory still for pretty much the entire area, from Terre Haute all the way over here to Cincinnati. Again, our temperatures in the single digits, with wind chills ranging from the single to the double digits in negative terms. As for tomorrow, we've got 7 degrees at 8 a.m. and then getting into the mid to potentially upper 20s tomorrow, but with wind gusts between 11 o'clock to 5 o'clock up to 15 to 20 miles per hour. So keep an eye out for that, especially while you're traveling through that, because that will really increase the potential for frostbite. Just be aware of that. As for our max temperatures on Thursday, ranging from the mid-20s to the lower 30s, but mostly for us, still staying below that freeze mark. As for Thursday, we got 19 degrees starting out our day at 8 a.m., the sun trying to peek out with temperatures around 27 degrees from noon to 4. As for our 7-day forecast, we again will have just little drippings of freezing temperatures, but then we finally get a little peak of above freezing temperatures on Saturday. And then for Sunday and Monday, we'll have that melt freeze of temperatures being above freezing and then dropping below for Sunday and Monday, with Tuesday temperatures coming back at 35 degrees with sun.
Well, I'm glad to see that we're having a relatively nice weekend.
I am too. I was wanting some 50s, but I think we can't get that.
No, we're going to have to wait around for that, but there may be hope. You never know.
All right, Quentin, thanks. And next in sports, there is a champion in Miami. Ohio State pulls out the championship against the Fighting Irish. Allie has the recap in sports. Stay with us.
Welcome back, Hoosier fans. Hope you had a good break. I'm Allie Holm, and let's catch up on some sports. Indiana women's basketball battled hard but came up short against number 4 USC, falling 73-66 at home. Despite the loss, Hoosiers showed noticeable improvements, particularly on the defense. They held USC to just 39% shooting, limiting stars Juju Watkins and Kiki Iriafen. Sydney Parrish led the way with a double-double and 16 points and 10 rebounds, while Chloe Moore McNeil, Yarden Garzon, and Caroline Striplin also contributed in double figures. However, Indiana struggled offensively, shooting just 38% from the field and 8 of 29 from 3. Up next, the Hoosiers head to Oregon from a Friday night matchup. On to men's basketball, Luke Goody put on a clutch performance, scoring a career high of 23 points, including a game-winning three-pointer in overtime, to lead Indiana past Ohio State 77-76. Anthony Leal's key block in the final seconds sealed the win after the Hoosiers blew a 10-point lead late in regulation. Omar Ballo dominated with 20 points and 15 rebounds, while Kanan Carlisle added 13 points. Despite the struggles with closing out the game, IU's late-game resilience snapped a 2-game losing streak. The Hoosiers now look ahead to their next matchup at Northwestern on Wednesday. And on to the CFP championship game, Ohio State claimed its first national title in 10 years, defeating Notre Dame 34-23 in the college football playoff championship. A late rally from the Irish, who cut the lead to 8 points, the Buckeyes sealed the win with Will Howard connected with freshman Jeremiah Smith for a crucial 56-yard game, setting up a field goal. Ohio State's victory was redemption for Coach Ryan Day, whose team had suffered a stunning loss to Michigan earlier in the season. Will Howard threw for 231 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Keyshawn Junkins added 3 rushing scores. The win gave Ohio State its 7th national title and capped an impressive playoff run. And for all things on IU sports, be sure to tune in each week to Hoosier Sports Night. You can catch it Thursdays on IUSTV. And that's all for sports. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Allie.
Let's get one last check of that 7-day forecast.
Yeah, so as for Wednesday, we're going to see those temperatures stay below freezing with the low around 1 degree. And for Thursday, those temperatures will stay in the mid-20s into Friday, and then that sun will try to come out, but it won't do too much for us. But as for Saturday, those temperatures exceed freezing, allowing us to get a break, melt some more of that snow, and then Sunday, those temperatures will slightly stay above freezing. And then Monday and Tuesday, that sun will come back with temperatures in the mid-30s and exceeding freezing on Tuesday.
Quentin, thanks, and thank you for watching IUSTV News.
For updates between newscasts, check out IUSTV.com and be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and X. We're back here Thursday night. See you then.